Welcome to FWS, Future World Sport Broadcasting Network. You know who it is, man. It's your boy Stacker, and you now tuned into the Before I'm Gone show. And today, I would like to announce my special guest, Diamond Frost. Something I can't donate. Barry Bonds with the home run. Shit's so hard. Hold on, we gotta put that out just a little. So much of a vibe, you know what I mean? Story lake house with a boat. It's a vibe. On the mission. Glaucoma to that competition. Get that tunnel vision. She is spitter. I put the big and big down. It's a demolition. But like come on. Let's talk about it. This is crazy, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. You know the weather's been kind of crazy lately.
Yeah, it has been. But hey, gotta push through it.
Absolutely, man. Damn, yo, Diamond Frost. For starters, where you from?
I'm from here. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia.
From Chesapeake?
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
No doubt. How was it? How was it like growing up? What was your child like? Family dynamic.
I would say I grew up in a single parent household. My dad been locked up since I was a kid. So I would say growing up at times, like, it was hard, but my mom, she's a very hard-working person, and she instilled a lot in me to make me the person that I am today. So, you know, it's a lot that I wouldn't change about my childhood because it molded me into what I'm doing. But I rep VA forever.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? 202 down, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you feel me? Like, that's dope. Dope. Word. So, you have any brothers or any siblings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have 3 brothers, and then I also have a little sister. So 2 brothers on my dad's side. 1 brother on my mom's side, he's about to be 19. Oh my gosh. And then my little sister, she just turned 12. So I love them all so much.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. So you the oldest?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. How was that?
Ooh, I tell my mom all the time. Well, I'm the oldest on my mom's side. I'm the middle on my dad's side. But like, growing up as the oldest on my mom's side, like, I tell her all the time, I'm like, you not the same how you was with my little sister. I felt like I was
about it.
I felt like I was the guinea pig. Like, oh, you just yeah. So you know, that's really how I feel. But yeah, so her parenting style has changed. She's a lot more patient.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now that's crazy, man. Same here. I mean, I'm the oldest out of 4. I mean, and yeah, it's definitely like that. Like, I mean, from me to my brother, it's a big jump. It's a big difference. Like, I mean, so yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, like, it's your mother. She's like older. She's younger. She's like a young mother.
I mean, how old is my mom? She's like, I think she's about to be 43. So my mom, she had me when she was like 19, about to be 20.
Oh yeah.
So so it's a lot. Like, that's really my best friend though. Like, I say we like sisters, but we have that good mother-daughter duo. So it be stuff nowadays, like my little sister get in trouble for. I'm like, that's all you gonna do? That's it.
That's it. Right? Like, that's all you gonna do? Come on, man. Like,
that's all you gonna do? Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy. Like, come on, man. Now that's dope because same here. Like, my mom, she 44, and I mean, I'm 28. So same dynamic. I mean, my mom's having me. She was 16. You feel me? And that's my dog. Like, that's like my best friend all the time. I mean, we chop it up. You know what I mean? I call for anything, stuff like that. But like I said, that correlation is ill. You feel me? Or man, damn. So earlier years, right? So you said that single parent household.
Yeah.
So your mom installed a lot of things into you, right? And we definitely gonna get into those things. I want to slow walk you, feel me? Because you interesting as shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, know what I mean? From the time that I seen you, know what I mean, like performing and stuff like that, like, it was just like, from that to when I came across your page, it was just ill. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, wait, like, yo, wait, is this the same person? Like, I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, but so earlier years, right, and even in the teachings that you had, like, I mean, with your moms and being raised in a single parent household, like, what was some of the teachings that she taught you? Like, know what I'm saying, if you could speak speak to any.
The one thing that my mom will always say is that she wanted me to be better than her, like in terms of when I grew up. And for a minute, it took me a while to understand, like, okay, what does she mean by that? But I felt like what I got out of that is, you know, it was a lot of instances to where she was teaching me. And even though it may have been like tough love at that moment, you know, not wanting me to make the same mistakes that she's made. So I feel like I've gained a lot of wisdom from that. And my mom was always, you know, she never sugarcoated anything growing up and stuff with me. You know, she always kept it real. So that's why it's like I feel like I had a different perspective of things. And then my mom, she, you know, looking now and being an adult, you know, and paying bills and different things like that, I'm like, ain't no way, you know, how was you doing this by yourself with 3 kids? But it makes me respect her so much more. Yeah. I always respect my mom, but it just puts it in a different type of space because I'm like, wow, you really made stuff happen. I never went without. I always had more than actually what I needed. Never had to go through anything hard that I've seen other people go through. So I'm definitely grateful for that. And it's what gives me that drive and motivation to make sure that she's straight too.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. And as far as like with your pops, I know that you said that he's been incarcerated and stuff like that, but like what is your relationship with him or even early on? Like?
Yeah, I would say early on, I mean, it was really just like a series of just like, you know, writing letters and stuff back and forth. At times it was difficult because I kept, you know, I told my mom, I'm like, I feel like I'm just like, I'm writing to somebody, but like, I don't know who this person is. Cause my dad been locked up since I was 11 months. Like I wasn't even 1 yet. So that's really like, you know, what I grew up with. And I would say like, in terms of like how I dealt with that, like I was okay with it for a while, but in certain aspects of my childhood, cause I played basketball, I did dance, I was very active, and it used to really hurt me to see other kids when they had their dads and me playing basketball, and a lot of the coaches, they had daughters that, you know, played and I was, you know, playing with them. And, you know, even though I love to see that for them, it was hard, and I kind of had a little bit of envy as a kid because I'm just like, dang, like, you know, how come they dad get to be here? How come, you know, so... But I am grateful too that, you know, I had those type of coaches that still provided me with that father figure type of role, even if it was at, you know, not all the time. But in terms of my relationship with my dad, the only thing I can say about that right now is that prison, especially for people who have been incarcerated for a long time and were incarcerated since a young age, it really takes a toll on their mental health. And they go through a lot of things that a lot of us out here in society wouldn't understand. So prison really, it put a lot of weight on our relationship. It's a lot of dynamics when it comes to my dad, but even though our relationship right now isn't the best, it's like regardless, I just want him to be good. I want him to be straight. My dad's actually getting out of prison December 1st.
Oh, shout out to dad. You know what I mean? December 1st, he coming home.
Yeah, so he coming home.
Shout out to him. That's dope.
Yeah, so it's a lot of aspects dealing with that, and regardless of our relationship or whether we talk or not, I just want him to be good for himself because, you know, the things that he's went through and just his whole story in general, like nobody deserves to go through that. So unfortunately that put a bad taste in our relationship, but I have the type of heart that regardless is like, look, you know, as long as you get out, you get straight and get back on with your life, you know.
So if you can't, whatever you are comfortable with sharing, right, can you unpack that, like exactly like what, nothing that's gonna incriminate him anymore, nothing like that. No, I'm saying we definitely not trying to do that. No. He's coming home. You feel me? But what exactly? How old was he when he got incarcerated? What was the situation?
My dad was 21.
Okay.
And my dad was wrongfully incarcerated and was sentenced to over 48 years in prison. So like growing up, and the more I got older and started to learn about his case and situation, like it put like a lot of like rage in my soul because I'm like, you know, we already know how America treats black people, and that mass incarceration is an issue, but when it hits you at home. And I would explain to people all the time, like, you know, even though he's the one that's been locked up, I've also felt like I've been in prison too.
Yeah, you go through that along with him.
Exactly. So it's a lot of dynamics with that. But yeah, he was 21. This was right here in Portsmouth. A home invasion, like I said, wrongfully incarcerated to the point where, you can, a 5-year-old could literally read the details about the case and understand that he wasn't the one that did it. And for years and years, we were fighting to get things appealed, and I was, doing different petitions and things of that nature. And we were able to, he was able to be granted clemency from Governor Northam, who actually was a doctor of mine a couple years ago. So I personally knew Governor Northam before he got out of office. So he was able to get that situated for him to be able to come home. And but like I said, just the different things of not only being wrongfully incarcerated. My dad lost both of his parents while he was incarcerated, lost his grandparents while being incarcerated, a number of people. My dad was in solitary confinement for over 12 years consecutively. Wow. That's like going from kindergarten to graduating high school in a cell that's super small by yourself, no TV, no visitors. So when it's things that where, our relationship now, and even though it's not ideal or it may not be in the best space, part of me is like, I can't even blame him or really blame anything but the system and him being incarcerated himself. Like I said, it's things that he has went through that I can't even fathom mentally. Yeah. So it's really unfortunate, but like I said, like God shows favor in my life always, and especially the people around me who's attached to me. So, it's still a blessing that after all these years, by the time he gets out, it'll have been 23 years of him being locked up.
Wow, man. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, but it's the beautiful thing about it, right? Like, and I wanted you to get into that because it's like, these are things that's going on in the world, period. Yes. Like, I'm saying, and like, although that you going through that situation, I'm saying, I know that at times you could probably feel like, like, it's just you. Like, I'm saying, like, especially, like, growing up in earlier years, like, my father passed when I was 4, you feel me? So, so for me, like, around those same years, I didn't play any sports or anything like that, but around those same years, like, you start to go through those thoughts, having those thought patterns, thinking like, damn, you looking around, it's like, what the fuck, like, where my pops at? Like,
right,
I'm saying?
That's not fair.
Yeah, right. Like, but like how you said, like, just having your mother, like, and also, like, the strong people around you who guided you throughout all this time.
Exactly.
Look at who you are today. Like, exactly. I'm saying? And, like, when your pops come home, like, like, he's going to be, you guys are, well, so throughout the time, have you went to go visit him?
I visited him. It's, all types of stuff. Yeah. And I feel like based on the things that he's went through and just surrounding, like, his homecoming, I can't say at the moment if we'll really have much of a relationship because it goes so deep. That's something I definitely can't talk about. But it's like, even regardless of all that, it's not about me no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is you. This is your life. Regardless, you got to get right and just, So, but yeah, like you say, I'm so grateful that I have the mother that I do because I can't imagine if it was something with her. I'm like, I don't know where I'll be. So that's why I said, like, even with those different dynamics and the cards that I was dealt coming into this world, like I said, this has been affecting me since I was a baby. Yeah. So, in the same sense, though, I wouldn't even change anything because it's like that. My situation growing up is what made me who I am today. Absolutely,
man. Yeah. So you spoke about in later years how you started. So what was the first sport that you tried, like in school, like?
In school, my mom had me in a lot. So I started dancing when I was about 6 years old. I was a Black-owned dance company that was based out here in Norfolk called the Letitia White Academy of Dance. That was I think by the time I was 7, I had got a scholarship to dance with them. And then around the age of like 7.5, 8 is when my mom put me in basketball. My mom grew up playing basketball. She played in high school and stuff like that. So she wanted me to try that. And basketball is really what I fell in love with. I didn't even think that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I expected myself, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to be, playing in college. I'm about to be in the WNBA. I'm playing overseas. Like, ball was just life. So I did that. And I played basketball from the time I was 8 up until I would say about 16, 17 years old.
Oh, so you nice.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Cool.
saying.
You might have to.
And she put me straight in AAU. Like, it wasn't like, I was playing rec or in school. So I was.
Shout out to Mars. Yo, you gonna understand, man. This yellow bun right here. Come on, man. We love the claps. Love the claps, man. Shout out to Mars, man. Yo, she put you with.
She put me straight in AAU.
She said, yo, you gonna. I mean, you gonna be that. Like, word.
So
no doubt.
Did that, and with basketball, I mean, I was, and especially being in AAU, that was something to where like I gained so many, extended family members and so many girls now that, I realize my sisters, regardless of how often we talk, especially now because we going on our own separate ways in life. But I have, teammates that I played with, since I was 8, 9 years old. They playing professional, they overseas, they in the WNBA, they on TV, doing so many different things. So it's super dope. And it allowed me to see, it allowed me to see a lot more. I mean, we was traveling, like basketball was nonstop. It wasn't just a season. Like I played basketball from January to December, repeating for years and years. So, I love it. I definitely miss it too, but that was something to where like, I'm grateful that I got to experience and do, even though at times it was hard, practice and conditioning and getting cussed out by coaches, but it all still plays effect into me today.
No doubt. That's dope. So at one point, at what point did you? No, before we get there, right? Before we get there, cause I'm telling you, yo, like, know what I'm saying, like, I'm telling you, I fuck with you,
Appreciate
right? So,
that.
boom. So, what was your mom playing in the household?
What was she playing?
Yeah, as far as music.
Oh, yeah.
What did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to a lot of Nas, Jay-Z. She played a lot of Raekwon. Like my mom, she's heavy like into music, like for real. And even some hood bangers and stuff like that. I remember being a kid, being in the car seat in the back of the car, and she playing Knuck If You Buck. Like we just was lit,
Yeah.
So yeah, she definitely introduced me to a lot of music, and looking back now, it definitely influences the type of artist that I am today.
Yeah. So now that's dope. So what was the first? Are you with you, right? Would you say like you like an album person, a single person? So like, what's your favorite album? Do you have one?
I can name a couple.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can name a couple.
Yes, let's talk.
The Blueprint definitely is one. This is like out of even like my musical type of range, but Trilogy by The Weeknd. That is one of my favorite albums as well. Timeless. A third would be, I just love music so much. Yeah. I don't even think I can say a third.
You can't even say a third?
I don't even know.
Damn.
I don't even know. Nope.
Damn, it's that. Yeah,
yeah.
It's that hard. Like, when you think it
is hard.
I'm sure, like, even when I ask the questions, like, mad thoughts is going through your head, like, damn, this album, da, da, da.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, so your mom, you said, like, she was heavy into hip hop and stuff like that, but, like, what other, like, genres were you listening to, like, R&B, reggae, like, anything like that?
Yeah, well, I would say me growing up with a dance background and, like, an overall artistic background, I listened to a lot of different music. So, I mean, like, being that I was like training and stuff with ballet and jazz and things like that, I listened to like a lot of classical music. I didn't really like it as much like growing up, but now I appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, and then playing basketball too, I always had to listen to like a lot of hype music to get us there, whether it was like during practice or things of that nature. So
it was like that fine balance. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah.
Definitely.
No doubt. So, at what point did you start actually like writing?
I didn't start writing until maybe about 2 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, 2020, like maybe summer of 2020.
So what made you like you know what? Like, I'm about to write something.
Okay, this is a story.
Did somebody push you off?
No. No, that would have made sense, but no. So, like, I travel a lot, so like a lot of times, like when I would be on a plane and stuff like that, before I would just write like little stuff in like my phone or whatever, like not thinking anything of it. Before getting into writing and rapping, I wrote poetry. I had been writing poetry since I was about 15, 16 years old. Okay. So I would write spoken word poetry and I would do slams and stuff like that.
And what got you into that? Like,
what got me into that, I would say, was everything that was going on with the police shootings and stuff like that. I think it was a little bit after Philando Castile had got killed, and I wrote a poem, and it just like it went from there. Like, it was just a lot of passion and like anger coming from that, because a lot of that dated back to the stuff going on with my dad. So that's really what sparked that.
It was triggering.
Yeah, it was triggering. So it's just, I just had a lot to say. And I remember, I think I was in the hallway or by the laundry room and I just wrote a whole thing. So, but I would say like back in 2020, so like I had went to, this was February 2020. I think February 8th, actually, I can remember just like it was yesterday. I went to...
It's my little brother's birthday. Shout out to my little brother. Word.
Yeah, shout out to bro.
Shout out to Aiden.
So we had, me and one of my friends, we had went to, it was a concert that was going on at the Coliseum. It was the Baby, it was Gunna, and it was Pop Smoke. This was 11 days before he passed. So me and my friend was there, like we had like little passes or whatever, and we didn't have some type of band or something that they didn't give us, and at first they wasn't letting us backstage. So whatever, we on the side of like the stage, so we just vibing out, and before, like, I had met my now mentor, John Stacy. He was on the other side of the gate with security. So he had said something to me and my friend. I think we was singing a song, That's My Dog, and he was just like saying something. So I was like, I need to get back there. And he was like, what do you do? I was like, I network. And I just set the intentions from that day. So right after that, I would probably say within like 10 minutes, Pop Smoke had us on stage. Like, I ain't even know him and stuff like that. It was just like, you know, he was mad cool, mad genuine soul, like, God rest his soul. And then I had met Gunna and stuff right after that, and he was one of my favorite artists. So I'm like, this is crazy, you know. And people looking like, and John had asked me, he was like, yo, you rap? Like, because I was networking so much with them. I think I was like 19, maybe 20 at the time. So they were just like, you know, he was like, what do you do? I was like, I mean, I network, I do nails and stuff like that. He was like, you're not an artist? I was like, no. I was like, I got some raps in my phone, and after being with them throughout that night, connecting and everything, went about my way. I think maybe like a couple days later, I just had something in me that was like, dang, you know, I kind of really want to get into rapping now, but I ain't sure. And one of my friends, I was chilling with them one day, linked up with another friend, and he was like, yeah, yo, you know, she rap and stuff like that. Spit something for them, and he just so happened to have a studio in his house. Recorded something, and it sparked something in me since then. So it's like, you know, I started reaching out to people that I knew, such as John, my friend Vaughn, and Twan as well. So from there, it's just like, it just grew, and the rest is history.
Like snowball effect.
Yeah, it was a snowball. Like, once I touched that mic for the first time, that was it.
No doubt. And and what record was that? What was the first?
The first, and I haven't even put that out, but it was called Flight Flows, because I wrote the song on a flight.
Oh shit! Talk about it.
I was like, I couldn't want no games on my phone working.
So you just wrote it on the flight?
I just wrote it on the flight. I ain't even had no beat.
Word? You fucked with it? Like, it was fire.
Yeah.
Let me hear it. Let's go.
All right, go. Hold on, damn. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I remember it.
Oh, come on.
Hold on, it's coming to me. Damn. Oh yeah, I remember it. I said, anytime that I do it, I make it look easy. I got that water drip, feed you. You do not want it. Trust and believe me, my niggas gonna cook your ass up like a 3-piece. All that rah niggas really be capping. You come from a good home, but claim to be trapping. If you really with it, I send my goons to come find you as Dora and Boost with a map is. Hold on. Yo. I went off, but I was bored on the flight, so I just started writing.
Yeah, wrote some shit. That's fire. And then that was the first thing that you actually recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's dope. Why you didn't put that out? No,
I don't know.
No, it was just one of those, like,
it was just, yeah, because like, I mean, but that was if I were to listen to that now, my ears would probably just like melt off because
I
didn't know how to record. The equipment won't really all that, so it was just like, but it was just dope to see. Like, wow, like I just did this.
Nah, that's dope. So I mean that's a good point. That I want to bounce back into like your business sense too, right? Because even in that like when they was asking you about the rapping, you was telling them like y'all do nails. So at what point did you actually transition into like just entrepreneurship? Like, you know what I'm saying, like as far as like what was your first skill that you got into?
So the first thing I got into was doing nails. So I started doing nails 2018, and I started out of my dorm at ODU. I call it Trapping Out the Dorm.
That was the name of your company?
No.
Oh, that's just what you call. Oh shit.
That would have been dope, but that would have been like a little like suspect.
Yeah,
like she doing
like,
what?
Trapping Out the Dorm.
We need to go investigate.
Nah,
But that was just kind of like my motto. Like, yeah, I'm trapping out the dorm. But no, I started doing nails my sophomore year. Like I said, out the village at ODU, out my dorm, and honestly, like nails has took my life and put my life on a trajectory that I never would have imagined for myself. Like within the first year, like it was really getting a lot of traction and really just it blew. Like it blew while I was still in school on campus. And it was something that I genuinely enjoyed, and where it came from, my freshman year, there was this lady that I had met. Her name is Miss Adrian, and she had met me at a previous job that I was working at Farm Fresh when I was in high school, and she had wanted me to come work in her salon as a receptionist. So at that time, I was like busy with school and work, but when I seen her again my freshman year, you know, being a freshman, like you extra broke. So you extra broke. All your swipes is gone.
It's over. Like,
everything is sold. I need some money. Like somebody give me $20, please. So you know, and yeah, so I had met up with her, and so I started working there on the weekends, and wasn't really making much, but it was such an easy job. I didn't really have to do much. I really used it as like a study hall for myself with school, and so I would go there and everything. And she was such a genuine lady. Like she literally, I didn't have my car on campus at that time, so she would literally come to ODU, pick me up, take me to the shop, which it really wasn't far, but it's the principal. And then her and my mom and us, we had a whole arrangement for how I would get to where I'm going that weekend, and then we'll go back to school on Sunday. So that was super dope. And from that, like I didn't necessarily have an interest in nails, but there was a particular point in time where some days it would be slow at the shop and I'm done with my homework and I'm like, dang, like, you know, I need something to do. So I would go kind of practice and play around in the nails, and I kind of would see what the nail techs and stuff would be doing, but I really didn't pay it that much attention. So I started, you know, I was playing with some of the stuff in the practice fingers, and I think that night I went on YouTube and I went down a rabbit hole. And I say to this day, I invested $150 into myself to start doing nails. And it just went from there. And I tell people all the time, this is, y'all probably gonna get an exclusive details right quick, but
let's go.
One of the first books I'm gonna put out is gonna be called From $6 to Six Figures. I was getting paid $6 an hour at that job. It was under minimum wage, and looking back, that's crazy, but I really wasn't doing anything. And to the fact that like I was right where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there. And she allowed me to practice there. I got little advice and stuff from the nail section. They would come check behind, give me little tips and things like that. But that was the summer of 2018. Once I got to school and moved into the dorm and everything, I did them out the living room. And, you know, and it was the perfect scenario for me to be doing nails on campus. You know, you got girls, you want to look good. It's always a party. It's always some type of an event. It's always something going on. And I wasn't really charging that much, being that I was a beginner. So, you know, they were able to afford it more. And I was right there in the heart of campus. So a lot of them didn't have their cars and stuff on campus. You can just walk to me from your door.
Yeah.
Or if it's dark outside, walk with a friend. You know, y'all both come. Be safe.
Yeah.
And I never, I mean, gosh, like by the time I left ODU, like my name is stamped there from off of nails.
That's
like
fire.
I said, out the dorm.
That's fine. So what was your major? Like,
So my major is communications with the concentration in TV and film production, and a minor in marketing. So I graduated. So I did all of that stuff. I graduated from ODU December 2020. I graduated early, actually, from college. So I was doing nails. At that point, the way I was doing nails, it was nearly like a full-time job. So I was doing nails. I put myself through nail school as well, obtained my nail license while working on my degree, and then I graduated from school a semester early.
Come on, man. Yo.
It's crazy.
You know what button we about to hit?
Hey.
Come on, man. That's fire. That's fire, man. So, that's dope. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn. Now, that's ill. That's ill. So, at what point did you actually name your business? Like,
I think I named it right before I started doing nails on campus. So
right before you actually started?
Well, as I was right before, because I started that summer, and then maybe like 2 months later is when I moved on campus. So I think during that time period, I made me an Instagram. And I'm like, oh, what should it be? Like, oh, NailsByDime. Like, just, okay. And yeah, that's just where that came from, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then then pretty much you named your company, went on, and then so when did you actually, you said when did you graduate?
I graduated December 2020.
December 2020. So how did the pandemic affect you?
Well, the pandemic, even though I wasn't able to do nails, so for my nail anniversary, what I like to call it, each year I would do something. Yeah, so I would do something new each year. So my first year nail anniversary, I had launched a press-on line, and I actually showed my mom at that time how to do press-ons with me, just painting them. It really wasn't hard to show her. It's pretty simple. So I was doing that, especially for people who, didn't either have time or the money to get their nails done, or say they had a job, like you were a nurse or something like that, where you wanted your nails done for a weekend, but you don't want to get a full set. So I started that, and luckily we already had that set up. I set up the website, had my products and things of that nature. By the time the pandemic hit, and I couldn't do nails anymore, by that time I was in my own suite and things of that nature. I took advantage of that and blew the press-on business up from there. I'm doing interactive fun stuff with what's going on. I think my first sale that I did with the press-ons was like the Rona sale or something. I'm like, get 60% off, code Rona. Like, I don't know. Code Rona. Because people still, even though, people couldn't go to the shops and stuff, at least not legally, couldn't go to the shops and things of that nature and get their nails done, but they still wanted to maintain and keep themselves up. So, and this was the perfect time, too, to get my products in people's hands at a lower rate due to everything that was going on.
Yeah. That's some smart-ass shit. Like, so even for you to even, boom, this, we talking about how you pivoted, just your mindset. So it's like how you said legally, I can't come and physically do your nails and everybody's scared, but fuck it, y'all could come up with this product, you know what I'm saying, and I could still affect you, I could still send it to you. Boom, you said that you and your moms, y'all was painting, designing, and shit like that. So they come in, so you have this available, people are purchasing this, and then they getting it, and it's still as if you did their nails.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Fire. Still quality. So
that's fire.
We was doing that. And I would say too, with the pandemic, it limited a lot of products and stuff that was available. Amazon won't Prime it no more and all those things. So we went from I was making stuff made to order at first, but that's what shifted from stuff being made to order to ready to ship. So we had to use the products that we had available to us. And we was doing all of this out of my mom's living room. So from me and the money that we gained and stuff from selling press-ons, you would have thought I was selling drugs. But the money that we gained from selling press-ons, I took that as an investment, not only to make sure, the household and everything was good through the pandemic, but that's what allowed me to invest in nail supplies, and now has led to me having a nail supply store.
That's fire. Yeah. Man. That's dope. So that's an ill-ass story.
It's crazy.
To me, it just blew my mind, because it's just even when something like the pandemic had came in and it hit you, you still you thought fast. You know what I'm saying, you adjusted. Know what I mean? So that's something that your mom taught you when you was young, or early on, that's just something that you just watched in her,
No, I mean, as far as the grind and stuff, I definitely got it from her, but I've always had a natural business mindset.
Yeah.
I never necessarily grew up with any type of business mentorship, but with certain conversations that I would have with my dad, I realized that my natural business instincts, that comes directly from him. My dad was honestly doing almost some of the same things that I'm doing now before he got incarcerated at 21 years old. My dad owned multiple businesses. He had a barbershop, you know, all types of stuff. So, you know, in terms of those aspects, you know, I got the hustle and grind from my mom, but in terms of that natural business mindset, I definitely got that from my dad.
It was just in you, man. That's ill. So, all right. So, all right, cool. So, when did you actually recently you just actually locked in your first location, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and where's that at?
It's in Berkeley. So it's Berkeley Shopping Center. So yeah, we started selling nail supplies 2 years ago. So that was, remember when I was talking about the nail anniversaries?
Yeah.
So the first year was press-ons. The second year was selling a couple nail supplies. It started with a couple of acrylic powders, some nail tips, and some brushes. The third year, we had opened a suite actually about 4 minutes from here. And it was a suite off of Ingleside. It was located in someone's shop. And it was just a place that, you know, people could now start to come in and get things, you know, kind of like a standing type of pop-up type of thing. And now with the fourth year, I have a storefront. So we moved there back in February of this year, was open for a while, closed for a few months for renovations, and then opened back up in August. That was scary.
Why?
Because and that's a whole nother story, but like the things leading up to us moving into this storefront, it was very sudden. Like I literally had 30 days to find something from being in a suite, you know, a suite that was small. I would say maybe like half of the size of this front area, if that, to now having this, you know, storefront space. And the reason why I would say like it was scary because, you know, even though I had a lot of progression in my business and things were going so well, you know, certain risks that you take, you know, a lot of times it's smarter to take calculated risks. But a lot of times too, it's hard to know what to do in a situation where it's like, okay, do I put this stuff in storage? Do I just kind of like, you know, just chill out for a little bit, try to figure out what's going on? Or what are we about to do now? You know what I'm saying? Because just things have been different. And I, you know, not having that type of representation either. I mean, I couldn't really relate to anybody, you know, who had a storefront or dealing with any type of commercial real estate. And even though, so, and even though that was in my plans, and I wish I had my notebook with me, I believe it was July, maybe it was December. It was sometime last year. No, I think it was July 2021. I actually wrote out a blueprint. I drew out a blueprint in my notebook showing the store, the details, things of that nature. 6 months later, I got it. And that's happened to me on multiple occasions where I've written something down and it comes up, and sometimes it's been the next day, sometimes it's been in a month, 6 months. So, but I didn't think at that time that I was prepared to make that type of move. Simply too, because it's like, you know, I was preparing to do something like that, you know, this upcoming year.
Yeah.
But it happened a whole year later. So it's like, you know, you have to take into account, can this be something that we can keep up with? You know, when you're looking in at that aspect, because you're jumping into a whole different ball game now.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, you put in the work. What I like to call it is like, I mean, you met the universe halfway. Like, know what I'm saying? I mean, you put in the work, you stay dedicated, you stay committed. Know what I'm saying? I'm sure that you pray, and I'm sure that even writing things down, like, and I don't want for anybody to miss that. Like, I'm saying the fact that you actually writing these things down, like, and even for me myself, like, that's another jewel for me, because with me it's like I'll be so much on the go that I know that I need to write things down. Like, know what I'm saying? And these are just like you have to say it out loud, see it, like, know what I'm saying, and write it down. And these are how doors like that start to open up quickly. Know what I mean? So that's dope. Literature, right? Like, do you read?
Yes.
Do you read a lot?
I do now.
You do?
I didn't before. I'm serious.
I did before.
I used to hate reading because I'm like, you know, growing up in school, like, so many of the things, the materials that they would give us to read, like, what does this have to do with me?
Exactly.
You know, what does this have to do with me? And it makes me upset for the younger generations. Like, it's so much that I just want to, like, go into schools and tell the kids. Like, and I was doing that at one point before the pandemic. But, yeah, it's like the books and materials that I was given. I think what really made me hate reading. So I went to private school for a couple years. I went to Norfolk Academy. Beautiful school, amazing program. It's super dope. I couldn't relate to a lot of the kids, so I really had to get out of there. But, you know, you think you reading in public school in English class? No, it's nothing compared to that. Them kids are different. So, you know, it really, I'm just like, none of this has to do anything with me. It's not interesting. It's not making me want to flip the page. So it wasn't until getting into the travel and network marketing business I was telling you about earlier that, you know, it allowed me to see that, hey, to get to this next level, to accomplish these things that you want to accomplish, you have to personally develop yourself. A huge part of that is reading. You have to read. So now I have a routine myself. I read, you know, a minimum of 15 minutes every morning, 15 minutes every night. If I can do more, I'm going to do more. But, you know,
so you're actually like reading the book, or is it like audio?
I read the books too, but say if it's a book that I don't have, I did download Audible not too long ago, so sometimes I would listen to it, but you gotta pray and hope that the person that's reading it has an interesting voice.
Yo, facts. God damn, yo.
He sounded like a professor. I'm like, Lord.
Real shit. You know what's a good book? Like, what type of books do you actually like? Like name a few.
I like a lot of, well, I can name a couple of my top books. One of my favorite books, another one that I'm taking my time and reading, is called Atomic Habits. So it really talks about getting 1% better every day and doing the small things.
It's like a white book with like a little,
the little specs and things of that nature.
I ain't tapped into that yet.
I just finished the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. So you have different laws as, you know, law of sacrifice, law of priorities, the law of victory, you know, just kind of it really hones into that leadership aspect and building the team and molding other leaders, you know, such as yourself if you're in that position. So that way, you know, it's kind of with that common goal. One of the first books I read getting back into was called The Top 10 Distinctions Between Millionaires and Middle Class. I recommend that book for anybody, especially if you don't read that much and you want to get back into it. It's a quick read, and it puts you in a different mindset. And what I got from that book is to not have a scarcity mindset. A lot of time with our culture, we have that scarcity mindset because we don't want to seem to be greedy, or we don't want to seem to not be humble. But, you know, it just puts you in a different mind space of how you go about thinking about things, the things that you say to yourself, and just, you know, putting yourself in a different position. And I think the next one that we're about to be reading, because I'm part of like different reading groups and stuff, so the next book we're about to read is called The Power of Focus. Okay. So that's supposed to come in, and I do recommend, I forget what the website is called. Once I figure it out, I'll let you know. But it's like a place where you can go and get discounted books. So The Power of Focus, I think I ordered that for like $6 with shipping.
That's fire.
I ordered it in 30 seconds. My mom was like, I told you to go on the website. So I went on the website and boom.
Yeah. See, like that's, it's like even with me, even like with business and stuff like that, like I like, I read, of course, you know, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Same. One of my favorite books right now is the Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, 50 Cent book.
Oh, I just said that I wanted to order that.
Yeah, like
I've been seeing that all everywhere.
That book is fire, and it goes to like, with me, it's kind of hard for me to like sit down and actually read because I'm always moving around. Yeah. But I listen to the audio book, right, and it's in his voice. Okay. So it sound like he's 50 right here. He's just chopping it up with you, like, you know what I mean. So it's dope. That's a real good book, like, you know. But I'm gonna get that today. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's dope. Like I definitely wanted to tap into that so that way, you know, people could understand like your mindset and where you pulling these things from. Like, so these are two major things. Like, you writing things down, you staying prayed up, you reading, you educating yourself, and for everything that and you just staying positive essentially, even with the things that you went through. So back to the music, right? Back to the music. So when I was introduced to you, honestly, I don't go out often at all. Like, so I'm really like a I don't know. whenever I feel like doing something, I'll just do it. Like, you know, like, so anyway, so my man's Intellect, shout out to Intellect, that's my guy. Like, I mean, like, I saw that he was supposed to be on the card. Shout out to my man Ryan Luck. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Fortresses, like, know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like
crazy.
Yo, what?
Crazy.
What? Yo, come on. Yo, Fortress, all of them, they fire. Like, and I'm saying, like, my man Zach, that's my guy. Like, I mean, like, I'll call Zach right now. He gonna be like, yo, Stacker, cool. That's what I got, man. I love Zach. I mean, I love his energy, but their talent is out of this world. You feel me? So but yeah, so you know, like, one day I'm just there. I'm like, you know what? I'm scrolling. I see the event, and I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I might go. So I reached out to Intellect. I told Intellect, like, yo, bro, I'm gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? Cause for his promotion, for his project and shit like that, like I haven't tapped into any of his shows or nothing like that. The project, shout out to Intellect, Theodore, the project. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a dope project. But I just haven't went to anything. So he ended up telling me that he was gonna be on the call because of a scheduling conflict. I'm like, all right, cool. So that day, I'm literally asleep right before the show even start. I'm knocked out. Like, so I get up. I'm like, you know what? Like, damn. Like, I did tell Ryan that I'm gonna come. I spoke to Zach. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. Mind you, I didn't really see much of the promotion, like the freestyles and all that shit that y'all was doing.
Yeah.
Literally until I parked in the garage.
Oh wow.
So I'm sitting there, I'm watching shit. I'm like, scrolling. I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, all right, let's see what's going on in here. Like, I mean, I go into the show. And it was just an amazing show, like just the aesthetic, like I mean, like from downstairs, then you walk on the steps, the rooftop, you walk on the steps, you got all types of art, everything, like I mean, everybody,
crazy.
It's crazy, like everybody just moving all over the place, and it was just dope. And essentially, I mean, I came across you, like I'm saying, I'm listening, and I think I was leaving, and I just stopped, and I'm like, wait. Hold on, like, wait, hold on. So I go over there and I'm just listening. I'm just like, I was just blown away. Like, I'm like, yo, what the I'm like, nah, like, wait, hold on. Like, cause, you know, it was just different. Like, every artist was different. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you had some more, like, slower tempo records. Some people, it was a point in time where I didn't even know if niggas was gonna rap in that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because the music that was coming, you know what I mean? Like, everything was dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was there. But it was just like, I was waiting to hear some shit. And you came with some shit, like, know what I'm saying? It was dope, like, know what I mean? But, yeah, talk about that day. Right?
That was dope. First of all, that was my first time in the building assembly. If nobody has been there, you have to go. Like, but I was not expecting that walking into the building. So, like, I'm a very artistic person. I love and appreciate the art so much. So, you know, being there, and I, working with the Contemporary Arts Network, I did, like, my first show with them back in 2020 or 2021, I can't remember, but you know, since then, like, they've really been a family, and we will often perform at their building in Newport News. Super dope building. The building is art, like it's literally painted on the outside. Like, it's super dope. So, you know, I will always, anytime they want me to, you know, do a show or seeing if I'm interested for some type of event, I'm always down if I'm free and I'm here. So, you know, they was telling me about the All-Star, so I'm cool. And, you know, my girl Teezy so dope. Shout out to her. She had you know, she was telling me about everything, so they had sent me the invite, and being that she's coordinating stuff, you know, once she's on the board and stuff with something, I know it's gonna be smooth, be right, because I'm real big on organization. Like, so was telling us about it and everything like that, and I wasn't able to do the promo that day because I was out of town. So, but it was still getting me hyped because I'm like, you know, and a lot of the artists that was on a ticket I had already known just through, you know, doing shows and stuff together, just having those bonds and things of that nature. So, during the, you know, I went upstairs and I'm just exploring the building and stuff like that. I'm just like, man, this is like super dope. Like, I'm excited. And at first I had performed a little bit with John. You know, we got some music and stuff together, and I feel like a really good dynamic duo when it comes to rapping and stuff like that, same type of energy. So that was definitely getting me lit. And I think right before my performance, there was somebody that was doing spoken word. And that was definitely like a beautiful piece that he did. You know, it kind of, because John is like really hype. He really, he the type of person, he don't need no mic. You can hear him from here to Family Dollar. So that's how it was. And then like the guy, he came in and did his spoken word. So it kind of like put things in a mellow type of feel and position. And I felt like I came through and turned that shit back up. And I will say, you know, at first, when seeing how downstairs was compared to the rooftop, I'm like, man, I want to perform on the rooftop. Like, it's a vibe. And like, it always a vibe in general, but that rooftop was like different. So I'm like, but I was like, well, at least, you know, we getting the people who, you know, coming straight in, boom, you see where it is. So I'm grateful that by the time I was performing that, the room was full, you know, and I felt like I truly had people's attention. And I will always say, because, you know, I know that I'm a real lyricist, you know, I want people to hear me. And a lot of the things that I would rap about, because I'm not just, you know, no cap rapping or nothing like that. I'm like, I want you to hear me and hear what I'm saying. So I felt like, you know, I had a lot of people who actually were listening to me and appreciating the music. I can feel the engagement that came from that. So it was super dope. I got to network with so many people. That's always my biggest thing, because I believe that your network is your net worth. So, you know, it was super great to just be in that space, connect with a lot of people. I've seen some people I hadn't seen in a while. And I definitely always look forward to more shows and stuff they're doing. It gets better and better every single time.
No doubt, no doubt. So pretty much you're a writer. You're a writer.
Yeah.
You're a writer. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I like, you know, early on you was talking about like jotting down, writing, little things like that. So, so at what point did you actually bring the two worlds together and come up with this record, NailsByDime?
Well, I think after like I started rapping, like, you know, and recording things like that, and really realized like, okay, like this is something I want to do. And, you know, during that time, I'm so heavily into nails. I'm like, oh, you know, it just was kind of just like my vibe and stuff at that moment. And I always said too, I'm just like, dang, like, you know, you don't see any nail techs that rap or any music for nail techs. So that's a whole nother. I love finding a needle in a haystack. And especially now, I'm just like, you know, it pushes me even more, being that content is everything right now. Content is making people rich. So I'm like, this is the, you know, now having that and seeing what I'm seeing now, it gives me more push to, you know, because I'm working on a whole project alone for nail techs. Like, you know, music to go with that, because, and especially, you know, because I mean, we use different type of music all the time. But a lot of my songs and stuff, like I really would just play different beats and I would just freestyle and record myself. If I like it, I'll write it down. But to be honest, especially when I first started, I think I write a little bit more now. But before, I really didn't write that much. Like my brain was kind of just my own hard drive. Like I might write down maybe 4 bars for reference and then could just go from there. So I feel like that was a super dope record. But that showed me too, because I felt like, you know, after that, like it was always some type of song that I was mentioning me doing nails, but from talking to different artists and people that I respect with music, it was like, you know, make sure that you understand how to separate yourself as the nail tech from you as an artist. So I'm like, so I still mention it's two different worlds.
Because you a rapper here, like, so, right? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you good.
So I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask you. All right, so boom. So, because what I'm hearing a lot of clarity, right, in you. Like, I'm saying, I'm hearing a lot of clarity. I'm like, I mean, like you, like. So my question is, like, do you smoke?
Yes.
You do. Okay. So I mean, so and you drink, right?
Yeah, occasionally.
All right, occasionally. All right. So even with that, it's just like, even so, like, I mean, like that's the thing, like, you know, like it's you a walking brand on 2 different sides. So it's like, over here, and I love the record. I love the video. You know what I'm saying? I love the vibe of the video. Like, I mean, like, and it's in your location. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fire. So it's like, boom, you gave something to that. That's a good promotion piece for your. I mean, that's, you have your own theme song. Yeah. That's a commercial. That's everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have that right there, and then it's like, I gave you this. We may go in this lane, as you say, you're going to create a project out of that, but then over here, like, I'm going to separate myself from that, and then over here, I mean, this is what I really do, like, you know what I mean? And so then I heard this freestyle.
What freestyle you heard?
Man, you know what freestyle I heard? I forgot the name of it. Oh, is it 3 a.m.? Is 3, what's the name of it?
30 days.
30, my fault. See? All I remember is the 3, 30 days.
I got a song called 3 a.m. though. That's why I was like, wait, you heard that?
Oh, nah. I didn't, man. I need to, though. But, all right, so 30 days. I feel like this is like where you separated yourself.
Yeah.
30 days. What happened here? What was this about?
How I told you, okay, so the space that I was in with my suite and everything, I had 30 days to find the space for my business. 30 days. And the way time is set up now, 30 days is really like a week.
This is where the switch come in.
The switch came in. So, I mean, to be honest, like that situation, and I'm not going to, give that person too much energy, but that was somebody that, I thought I truly had a friendship with, and at least some type of business relationship with. And I learned from that situation, you can't work with everybody. Not everybody knows how to separate business from personal. And, I'm going to tell you this, and it's the craziest story. We had to move out of the space, and the whole situation came from a candle. A candle, okay. A candle. So, yeah, and also that situation made me realize too, like I'm a spiritual being. I'm just me, and a lot of us got to realize that everybody that's in the flesh and everything that walks around us is not of light. It's not of what you may possess or what you may believe in. So, but from that situation, I mean, I was truly just pissed off, like, and don't nothing give me more fuel. And then especially too, when I, if somebody think that they can control my narrative or control what I have going on, to think that they can shut anything that I'm doing down. Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. So that's from that 30 days. Yeah. Cause what I said in this, I said 30 days.
Come on. Hey. What you said? Let's go. What you What you said?
I think in the part of the song, I was like 30 days. I can think of about 30 ways, 30 plays. Like just that record, I feel like was able to show like, look, you may do this, you may try to stop what I have going on, but you'll never be able to.
God got
regardless.
Me.
God got me. I'm God's child.
God got me. Come on,
child.
Man. But see, like, even with that, and I mean, like, I don't know if you ever spoke about it, I mean, publicly or anything like that, but even with that, like, this is a story and this is a timeline. This is something that I love about you, like as far as, like, what was just interesting, like how you said that needle in the haystack. I've never seen a nail tech that rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this is how broad hip-hop is getting now. Like, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? And these are beautiful stories here. And then on top of that, it's not like you have a lot of content that's out musically as of yet. So it's easier to walk into, right? So even with that, like, like the correlation between, like, okay, like, boom, you did the record for your business. Yeah. Then the switch happened. Now I'm saying they 30 days, like, you feel me? And then it's like, all right, now we're gonna get into some things, but your voice is now you voicing yourself in a different way. And then even with that, like, now even explaining it, I feel like even for the nail tech, you may be an inspiration to somebody else who, you know what I mean? Like, all right, how else can I better express myself? And even with this, they're gonna be able to. That's relatable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know of some other nail techs who were dealing in similar situations. They just don't rap. Yeah. You feel me? Like, know what I'm saying? But shit, you do. Like, know what I'm saying? So, and you gonna make a project out of it. So it's like, that's ill. Like, you feel me? Yeah. So, your latest record, your latest offering, talk about it. Yes. That's what we played at the beginning. I like the vibe. I like the energy.
I just love that song.
You talking your shit in there. Like, you feel me? Like, it's like you spitting. Like, come on.
This is the vibe. So, yeah, it's called The Tortoise in the Hare. I dropped it on my birthday, which was last week.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Wait,
hold on.
Libra.
Come on. You know what we doing.
The yellow button, man. But, yeah, so I had dropped that. And, I feel like now I'm getting to a point where I really understand myself as an artist. I know my voice, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable because, like I say, before people always be like, oh, my God, why you ain't drop this? Why you ain't drop that? Oh, my God, you got to drop it all. I'm like, if y'all know anything about me, y'all know that I can't just do something. I have all intentions behind it. And I like to, like I said, get into something. I don't like to rush anything. So, you know, from the last few years, like, you know, took my time and recording at different places, getting to know different artists and engineers and working in different spaces, and to
finding a home.
Yeah, and then tapping into the artistry itself, because one thing that I will always say about me, I'm like, you know, when you listen to my music, don't expect to hear a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, really, you know, I'm dropping gems, so you better listen. You know. And, you know, therapy, I mean, music just started to become my therapy. So for a minute, I'm just like, well, you know, I'm not so eager to share some of certain things because, like, you know, this is just something I wanted to keep to myself for a minute. Like, that's the type of things that I would vibe out to. But, you know, over the course of time in different positions and people that I've met and been around, I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't want to do myself a disservice by not putting, you know, my work and stuff out there. So I was like, all right, you know, my birthday coming up, I wanted to leverage my birthday as a way to push my music. Fuck a happy birthday, go stream my shit. That was literally my mood.
Talk about it.
I know it's my birthday, thank you, God bless, go stream that shit.
Go stream my shit.
Go stream it. So yeah, I recorded The Tortoise in the Hair, and that was actually like the last song that I recorded. And mind you, you know, I recorded so much stuff before then, but that was something that, you know, I was just like, all right, you know, I think I'm gonna put this out. And I got confirmation, because I lie to you not, on everything. The next day, I'm walking out my house, there was a tortoise on my porch.
Oh shit.
I never seen. We don't even live by no water like that. It's a pond in the middle of a neighborhood, but it's literally like 3/4 of a mile away. So that tortoise went on a journey, and I was supposed to see that tortoise. Like, I pulled out the driveway, and I'm looking like by like the, you know, it was kind of by the trash can. So I'm looking like, is that a Wendy's bag that fell out? You know, I don't like no trash in the porch or nothing. So, and I sat there for a couple of seconds. I was like, I just was staring at it. But I couldn't make out what it was because I was kind of far, and I seen like the neck move like that. I was like, hold on. So I pulled back up. I was like, I know that's not what I think it is. And as soon as I went up to it, the thing, you know, then that tortoise got a little bit fast. It went behind the bushes. Next thing you know, I seen the salamander. I said, oh, he brought friends. He brought friends. So, you know, and I feel like that was a confirmation, especially, like I said, considering that, you know, my mom, she lived there for 12 years now. I ain't never seen no tortoise. The most you see is a bunny or a cat. And the fact that I just recorded that song before, so I was like, all right, boom. And, you know, when I looked up things, it was like, you know, being basically, you know, talking about being patient but keep going. And I felt like that was the message that I needed. So, you know, I just was really tapping into that energy that I was receiving. So I'm like, yeah, you know, this about to be it. And I love that record though. I love it. That's the mood right there. That's the, no doubt. That's the vibes.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, definitely set the tone for this show today. You know what I mean? Like, that record is too fire.
Thank you.
Too fire. Like, I mean, and that even like the just the vibe, like overall just the vibe. I like the beat tempo. I like how your voice match it. Like what you talking about. Like everything on there is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? So I guess it's safe to say that you're working on the project.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I plan on dropping a project later this month. It's gonna be called Hot Commodity. There's a whole nother song that really like set the vibe personally for me. And, you know, and for a minute, I'm just like, dang, you know, not really knowing like exactly what I wanted to do, but over time and recording more and being in different spaces, how you mentioned earlier, you know, I started to get clarity. And to, you know, I mean, I always say, like, you know, you're not going to know how great something can be. You know, you're never going to know when a perfect timing is if you never start the clock.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So if I didn't ever start the clock, you know, who would know what the perfect timing was? So yeah, I'm dropping a project. I'm super excited about that. Fall is my season. I'm a fall baby. And that's really my type of vibe. You know, I feel like I'm not, my type of cadence and stuff is like anti-mainstream. You know, you're not going to hear me talking about shaking my ass or anything like that. It's like, you know, I just want to really rap. You know, this is poetry, it's therapy. So yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. So so are you working with any producers? Like how you going about this?
Yeah, so I've been working with Drizzo Low Key. He's super dope. He's based out of Hampton, Virginia. It's another producer that I've been working with, met him online. I think I was listening to some of his beats on YouTube. Then we just started connecting and stuff after that. Homage. He's super dope. And I've been trying trying to figure out more producers and stuff to work with. But to be honest, I do want it to get to the point where I'm producing my own music. So that's something I want to dive a lot deeper into music because I have a different appreciation for it now.
Yeah, for sure. So your recording process during this project in particular, you have any like favorite like session, a favorite verse? Like something that somebody, you know, that we need to like look out for?
Dang, that's a hard question. No, because I feel like, you know, my sessions, I just try to make them as productive as I can and just go based off the energy. I mean, you can give me like an hour or two. I can record a whole EP during that time. I feel like, you know, I come in and get it done. But I would say you should look out for, there's a girl, she's based out in the West Coast. Her name is Gifted Gab. So she's worked with, you know, Method Man. She works with Blimes. Like, they're both super dope. And we have this song, and it's super dope. The vibes that it gave me was like some hype 2K shit. So I feel like that's different. It kind of really, you know, sets the tone in that type of aspect. And two, you know, that was the first time that I really like collaborated with someone, you know, in that type of way. And especially with her, you know, not being here, so setting all of that up. But yeah, so I'm super excited for that. That's gonna be something.
It's gonna be signed. So something. How many songs on this project?
I can't even tell you because, you know, most things are solidified, but I'm the type of person, like, I like to kind of go back to something. I've been recording so much. Like, I've been recording so much. So it's like, you know, trying to, I don't want to give him too much, but I want to give him a good, healthy meal.
Yeah. For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that project myself. And I mean, like, I think that's going to be something special, especially if we got gems like Towards in the Hill on there, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm gonna be locked in. Like, it's just, that's ill. Like, I mean, like, it was just so fascinating. Like, I mean, like that. And I mean, I seen a snippet on your page, and I think you had did like another platform.
Yeah.
And you was saying on there, you was like, yo, I'm 20 years old and look at what I'm doing and da. So like that clip, it like, I was just like, yo, what? Like, wait, hold on. I'm like, yo, for her to be doing these things, having this business, you know, opening up her location, for her to be rapping like this and to also be this young, it's like, wait, what? Wait, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, again, like how you said, like, I mean, like, you're not just talking about just shaking your ass or nothing like that. Like, you stand on business. Like, know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you talking about things that need to be talked about. Like, know what I'm saying? Like how you said, it's therapy. That's the type of music that I personally like. I mean, that's the type of music that I personally make myself. You feel me? So it's ill. Like, I mean, so I know that you have another business. When did you create that?
So I started that back in, I think next month will make a year ago. So that's something that my mom had got me into. So I joined, so it's called Planet Marketing, and then our product is IntelliTravel. So basically what it is, it's the marketing side of the travel industry. So from that, and I'm myself, I travel a lot. Like, I travel very heavily. This was probably the first year in a while that I kind of cooled out on traveling just to get my store and stuff together. But initially coming into the business, I was just really planning to just use things for the perks of being a travel agent, you know, the different rates and stuff that you could get access to and things of that nature. But really when I started connecting with different people and looking into the business and really truly understanding the reason behind it and the vision, it really put things in a different perspective for me. So, you know, a lot of people don't know that when you're booking trips on Travelocity, Expedia, Booking.com, there's a travel commission that's factored into every booking price, whether it's a plane ticket, whether it's a vacation package, a flight, hotel, MBA ticket, there's always a commission that's booked in. So the travel industry is an $8 trillion industry. And since the pandemic especially, people have the urge or have that want to travel more. People were stuck in the house for a long time. Everybody want to be outside now, you know, outside. Every time you're on social media, every time you, whatever it is, it's always something dealing with travel because it's attractive, it's fun. People are seeing the world. So from that, I realized like, okay, this is something that, of course, I would just want to tell other people about. And so, from the travel side, you can either choose to book travel and earn commissions from that, whether it's your own travel or for others, or on the marketing side, being able to show other people how to do what it is that you're doing. And I really love it because I'm able to educate people. I'm able to plant seeds and help other people make money, and I get to make money with them. And I like to compare it to, so I have a number of travel agencies that are under me that I've sponsored, that I've helped, put in front of this information and help them to start their businesses. So I like to compare it to, it's like Uber. For example, Uber is the largest taxi cab service, yet they don't own any cars. Airbnb is the largest lodging platform. They don't own any real estate. So I have travel agencies in different markets such as, Charlotte, Florida, California, out here in Virginia. And being able to leverage, it's that leverage and residual income. So I'm leveraging the time and talents of other people. I'm able to generate income for myself in a residual and passive way, and they're able to do that for themselves as well. And it really, when you talk about legacy, the business plan at marketing is the epitome of legacy. Once it gets to a certain point of growing your business, and it's going to apply to me, my mom, everyone else, once you hit a certain point, they have what's called a Planet Pledge, meaning that becoming a director in the company, you will get a Planet Pledge stating that in the event of your death, your beneficiary will receive the Planet Marketing business that you've built, and it'll outlast you. They'll receive all your residual income, monthly bonuses, director bonuses, commissions, everything as if you were still living. And even me with having a business and stuff, I can, say like, oh, you're building generational wealth. I'm like, but is this something that I necessarily can pass to my siblings, that I can pass to my kids? Because who's to say that I even know how to operate it and maintain it? Eventually I would like it to get to that point, whereas, something that you're building that's coming from a residual aspect, that's coming from work that you did one time and keep getting paid for it over and over and over again. So I love it. It's really personal development with a compensation plan attached. That's what got me reading.
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's
reading
what got you reading?
That's what got me reading again. I was not reading before that. And even getting into it, I wasn't reading consistently, but it got to a point where it's like, it's too many things going on, and it made me understand. It gave me more clarity, not only as to what I want out of that business, but my other endeavors as well. And a lot of us, we're chasing 3 different types of freedoms, whether it's time freedom, financial freedom, or personal freedom. Me personally, I'm chasing time freedom.
Exactly.
We know how much money that we have in the bank. We know what time, we got to work and things of that nature, but you don't know how much time that you have. So, I want to be able to build wealth and stuff for myself, for my family, but still being able to travel and do things that I want to do on my own time and not having to sit and be solitary, in something where I could be doing other things.
Other things, yeah. That's dope. Man, so like, with all these things that you've been doing, right? And how old are you again?
I just turned 23.
23.
Yeah.
Y'all hear how she talking? Like, yo, yo, that's crazy. Like, I mean, like, this is like mind blowing. Like, I mean, like, but these are the types of things that people need to hear. So,
yeah.
Where do you see your legacy being? I know that you just touched on, like, before you go, right? Like, but. What do you see like your overall like conclusion being as far as like when it's all said and done, you old, now I'm saying you like 130 years old, you chilling, now I mean you got your kids, your great grandkids, your great greats and all that, know what I'm saying? And you feel me, like what does that look like? Know what I'm saying, as far as musically and life, know what I mean? Like what's your legacy look like?
I would say my legacy is making history. And honestly, like I've already done that here in Virginia, so a lot of people don't know or realize, but my nail supply store is the first Black-owned nail supply store in the state of Virginia.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Come on, you know what we come on.
Hey,
yeah,
I got it.
Let's go.
So
Let's
you
go.
know.
Yeah.
From that, I feel like at the time it put a lot of weight on me or a lot of pressure, but it made me realize that, hey, your purpose is great and you better understand that now and get on board with it. So, because like during the time of opening it, I'm like, wow, it's it's 2021, 2022, and it's still not. Why don't we have this? But yet Black women have invented the culture for it. Like, I don't understand that. But it goes to show that, you know, there's a lack of resources in our culture, in our community. You know, a lot of us, we don't know a lot of the things that it takes to become a successful entrepreneur. And a lot of times too, I'll say, just with, you know, how life and situations and stuff will be, a lot of us know how to hustle. We may know how to get money, but yet we put in our hustle into the wrong spot. We don't know exactly how to transfer that to not doing it for somebody else, but putting it into our own self. So with that, you know, and with, like I said, the store making history and understanding the impact of that, I feel like I have a responsibility to, you know, make sure that I help as many people as I can and educate them, you know, especially because it's like, if I can tell somebody something that'll shift their mindset, shift their thinking, or just even brighten their mood or day up, I want to be able to do that. And I know how much, you know, becoming an entrepreneur and accessing certain resources have changed my life. And I always say, you know, I'm very intentional and I'm very particular about when I'm having certain conversations, because you never know what type of conversation somebody needs to have. I could say that I could go today and, you know, there would be so many people, whether they came in contact with me with music, doing nails, or just a day-to-day conversation growing up with me, that I left something in them. So when I think, and we were having a discussion about this the other day in my reading group, we were talking about, you know, the law of legacy, and, you know, talking about things. And a lot of times we think legacy, we automatically think that it has to be monetary. I want my legacy to be of value, something that you can't put a monetary price on it. So it's really, you know, and it said in the book, it was like, you know, when people go to my funeral, I don't want them to question why I was there. And basically talking about, you know, it's not what I left for them, it's what I left in them. So that's really me. I always make sure that I spread love, kindness, like, you know, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I know that I'm a genuinely good person. Like, and that's why I know that I'm gonna always be blessed. You know, before, when things were blowing up and stuff with my business, I questioned everything. I'm like, why is this happening for me? I felt like it was a fluke. I'm like, well, this can't last that long. Maybe this is just for right now. But I realized, you know, I didn't have any bad karma coming my way. You know, I did all the things that I did beforehand, but I learned from them. So, you know, a lot of the wisdom and things that I've been able to acquire at these, you know, now being 23, you know, my legacy is just being able to show people and help them understand, and, you know, maybe just help shift their mindset, shift their way of thinking, so that way it can apply to themselves and those around you. And that's really that, you know.
No doubt, man. Well, listen, man. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful. I mean, I think that a lot of people off of this interview, I think that they're going to be able to get a great insight on you, on your mindset. I think that they're going to be able to learn a lot from you, as far as I feel like they're going to be able to, like, reflect on themselves and their current space and where they at now. For the artists out there, beware, you know what I'm saying? Because she coming with some shit for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, for the nail techs out there, and I'm saying, you already know where to go get your supplies at. You feel me?
Dime Nail Supply.
Know that? Like, I mean, if you out here traveling and doing your thing and all that, and I'm saying, trying to go to Dubai, you know who to holla at. Exactly. Know what I'm saying? If you want some good literature, I mean, just replay this interview here. You know, she gave you some good gems there. Like, you know, it's so many gems just even in this, and I really hope and pray that even in the music that you picking for your project, although that I love Towards in the Hand, you are giving yourself, give a lot of this in there too. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you wrapping up the project now or whatever, but all these thoughts and these, you got to talk that bullshit. You got to get, please, like, please, like, know what I mean, like, please, like, know what I'm saying, like, you got to, like, know what I mean, like, you see, like, what Nip did and, like, how Hove talk and shit like that, like, like, we don't got a female, not to categorize it at all, but we don't have a female who's talking like that. Know what I'm saying? And please be that person to do so. Know what I'm saying?
Got you, no doubt.
You know what it is, man. It's FWS, Future World Sport Broadcasting Network. It's your boy Stacker.
Diamond Frost, you know what it is.
And we closing out this The Perform Going Show. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.